Jordan has taken in over 650,000 Syrian refugees since the civil war began. Scott Pelley sat down with Jordan's King Abdullah on this week's 60 Minutes to discuss how his country is dealing with enough refugees that it makes up 10% of their population.
Abdullah reigns over a desert the size of Indiana. To his west, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. North, Syria's civil war. East, ISIS in Iraq. And south, severe fundamentalist Islam in Saudi Arabia. It is a collision of tribes and religions not confined by borders drawn with a British T-square and crossed by American tanks. In 1990, King Hussein warned George Bush to stay out of Iraq. In 2003, the son of the king gave the son of the president the same advice.
It seems like American presidents think they know this region better than you.
They seem to understand us better than we know each other. And as a result, you can see the train on the track coming to the wreck. And we do advise that if we keep going that way, it's pretty obvious to some of us what's going to happen. And, you can only express your views as much and as emotionally as you can.
You're frustrated by that?
The ethnic makeup of the region is pretty glaringly obvious for us that live in the region, but advisors and think tanks in the West seem to know us better than we supposedly know ourselves. I mean, Syria, when it started, everybody was saying 6 months, and I said, look, if you're saying 6 months, I'm saying 6 years. We're in for the long haul, not only in Syria and Iraq, but for the whole region and for the world, unfortunately.
But isn't there going to have to be a Western army of some kind on the ground in order to take the territory?
Enablers, because at the end of the day, you can't have Western troops walking down the street of Syrian cities and villages. At the end of the day, you need the Syrians to be able to do that.
We were on the Syrian border in 2014 as the king's soldiers reached out to refugees. He welcomed them, even though there were already more than 2 million Palestinian refugees who've been in Jordan for decades.
Why did you allow nearly 1.5 million Syrians to come into your country?
Well, we really didn't have much choice. I mean, they were flooding across the border, being shot by the Syrian regime. Jordan has always been a place that opened its arms to refugees from many countries, unfortunately. But then it got to a point where, we're now at 20% increase of our population and a huge burden on our country. We're in dire straits.
Most of them are in Jordanian towns looking for work, driving up rents. 160,000 Syrian kids are in Jordan schools.
What's the breaking point for your people?
About a year or two years ago. Unemployment is skyrocketing. Our health sector is saturated. Our schools are really going through difficult times. It's extremely, extremely difficult, and Jordanians have had it up to here. I mean, we just can't take it anymore.